There are several factors to consider when picking a job. In this video, we'll talk about call schedules, requested workers, bidding timelines, ordering your picks, standby, and at the ready. Generally, dispatchers don't have any say in how much time an employer notifies us in advance of an event, but based on how far out we receive notice, there are set windows of time for dispatch to post events to the calendar. Generally, the sooner the event, the faster dispatch needs to work down the list to fill a call, which means workers have less time to add a job to their picks. In the event grid here, we can see several actual events that have already passed and a few test events. The close date is the deadline to add a job to your picks. As you can see, the orange tag means the event is closing soon, so if I want to work those events, I need to add them to my picks as soon as possible. Let's go look at fake event number 3 by clicking on the Details button on the right. You'll be able to see details like a description that might include important details like how to access a job site or a dress code, how many workers total are needed, and the list of jobs that are open for bidding. As you can see, this show requires a lot of people. Always be aware of positions labeled as run slot. Although there are only 2 days listed, because this is a run position, this person will need to be available for all days in between as well. Never bid on a run slot if you aren't sure you can commit to the full length of a production. Another note about call times. The start time is set in stone, but employers are essentially estimating how long the job will take. Never assume that the listed end time is accurate. For this reason, be very careful not to book jobs back to back in case a day runs long. If you are on a job and an extra day is added where you are already dispatched somewhere else, it is up to you to contact dispatch if you think you are best needed at your current call and need to be replaced on the next one. We'll talk about bailing out of jobs in another video. Now, I'd like to work this show, so I'll add both the load in and out positions, as well as the run slot grip positions to my pick list. As you can see, I can choose where in my pick list I want this job to go, and select if I would like to be on standby for this call. Standby means that even if you don't get the job, you live near enough to the venue that if someone cancels or doesn't show up, you'd like dispatch to contact you and replace them in short notice, so you could arrive quickly for work. Let's look at another example. In fake event number 2, we can see that only 2 jobs have the green plus symbol. The fly position and carp deckhand positions display blue eyeballs, indicating that I don't have the appropriate skill logged in my skill list to be dispatched for those roles. There's another quirk with the follow spot operator position for this show. Requested worker means that the employer has requested someone with the initials RT because they know that person has knowledge specific to this show and venue. I can still add this job to my pick list though in case RT isn't available, so I'll do that. I'll also check this third event and add these 2 jobs to my picks as well. Alright, now that I've picked some jobs, I can now view them in the Job Picks tab. Wow, there's some old job picks here that aren't relevant anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Remove Expired Job Picks button to remove them from my list. Okay, I added these jobs in no particular order, but I'd rather take the rigging job than grip, and I'd rather get an entire month of work than just the one arena show. To indicate that, I can use the handles on the left to organize my picks. To edit a job pick, click the Actions button on the right. Here, you can review details about a job, remove a job from your picks, or change your standby choice. On certain events where productions are complicated enough that we don't want to risk being short even one worker, we can use an at the ready or ATR event. If you add an ATR event to your picks and accept an invite to it, you're committing to keep your schedule open around the beginning of a call in case replacement or additional workers are needed. If you don't get called in, 4 volunteer list hours will be added to your account. Alright, that covers job picks. In the next video, I'll briefly explain how job invites work and how dispatchers choose workers for a job.